He was born, the legend says, clutching a clot of blood in his tiny fist, an omen of a life soaked in it. From a starving, abandoned boy on the Mongolian steppe, he would forge the largest land empire the world has ever seen. This is the story of Temujin, the man the world would come to know as Genghis Khan. He was born around 1162 in the harsh grasslands north of the Gobi, son of a minor chief named Yesugei. When Temujin was only 9, his father was poisoned by rival Tatars on the ride home. With their protector gone, his own clan abandoned the family, leaving them to starve through the brutal winters. They survived on roots, fish, and marmots. A chieftain's widow and her children cast out and alone. In this desperate poverty, Temujin killed his own half-brother in a bitter quarrel over food. As a young man, he was captured by a former ally and enslaved, forced to wear a heavy wooden collar. Under cover of night, he slipped his guards and escaped, and the legend of his cunning began. He married Borte, the bride promised to him as a boy, sealing a vital alliance. But raiders from the Merkit tribe stormed their camp and carried Borte away. To win her back, he called on 2 friends, Togrul, his father's old ally, and Jamuka, his blood brother. Together they crushed the Merkits and rescued Borte, and Temujin's name spread across the steppe. Warriors began to follow him, drawn by a leader who rewarded loyalty over birth. But his friendship with Jamuka curdled into a deadly rivalry. 2 men who could not share the steppe. One by one, he defeated the great tribes, the Tatars, the Kirites, the mighty Naimans. He spared the skilled and the loyal and bound the survivors into his own growing people. In 1206, the chiefs of the steppe gathered at a great assembly, the Kurultai. There, they proclaimed him Genghis Khan, the universal ruler of all the Mongols. For the first time in history, the warring nomad tribes stood united under one man. He remade them into a war machine, organized in units of 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000. He promoted by merit, not blood. A shepherd's son could command an army. He gave his people a written law, the Yasa, and a script to record it. He built a postal relay, the Yam, so messages could race across the empire in days. And he declared freedom of worship, protecting every faith under his rule. Then he turned his horsemen outward toward the rich walled kingdoms of the settled world. First fell the Western Xia, then the vast Jin dynasty of northern China. His horse archers were unmatched, fast, disciplined, loosing arrows at a full gallop. To the west lay the wealthy Khwarezmian Empire, ruling Persia and Central Asia. Genghis sought trade and sent a peaceful caravan of merchants to its border city of Otrar. But the governor seized the caravan, called them spies, and had every man killed. Genghis sent envoys demanding justice. The Shah executed them and shamed the rest. It was a fatal mistake. The Khan's fury fell on the empire like nothing in living memory. Samarkand, Bukhara, Urgench, the great cities of the Silk Road were stormed and broken. Where a city resisted, the Mongols could be merciless. The people massacred, the walls torn down. At Nishapur, it is said the dead were piled into pyramids as a warning to all who defied him. Terror was a weapon. Surrender and live, resist and be erased. Millions perished, and whole cities vanished so completely that some never rose again. By his final years, his empire stretched from the Pacific coast to the Caspian Sea. It was the largest contiguous land empire the world has ever known, nearly the size of Africa. Yet, within its borders, a strange peace took hold, remembered as the Pax Mongolica. The Silk Road, now guarded end to end, carried silk, spices, ideas, and inventions between East and West. Merchants, scholars, and envoys traveled roads safer than they had ever been. The Khan gathered engineers, doctors, and craftsmen from every conquered land to serve his people. He could not read, yet he prized knowledge and ruled through law rather than whim. In 1227, campaigning once more against the rebellious Western Shah, Genghis Khan died. The cause is a mystery, a fall from his horse, illness, or wounds. The sources whisper different tales. His death was kept secret, so the war would not falter before its end. By his command, he was buried without a marker, somewhere in the land of his birth. Legend says the escort killed everyone they met on the way to keep the place hidden. Then 1,000 horsemen trampled the ground, and a river was turned to flow over the grave. To this day, the tomb of Genghis Khan has never been found. His empire did not die with him. His son Ogedei carried the conquest onward. His grandsons would come to rule an unimaginable span of the earth. Kublai founded a dynasty over all of China. Batu's horde reached the gates of Europe. In time, the empire split into 4 great khanates, too vast for any one man to hold. Genghis reshaped the map, the trade, and the bloodlines of a continent. Geneticists believe millions of men alive today carry the mark of his lineage. To some, he is a monster who drowned the world in blood. To others, a lawgiver who united it. He was both. The starving outcast who became the conqueror of the known world. And somewhere beneath the endless grass of Mongolia, his secret still keeps him.